Hey everyone. So today is a fun topic. Actually, this topic came very organically. We were driving in the car, my husband and I, the other day, and we were kind of talking about horses as we do. We do this all the time. And it occurred to me that in my entire career as a show jumper, I've actually only fallen off once at a jump, just once. And I've been doing this for a little while. So that conversation kind of sparked this topic. And so I hope you guys enjoy it. So today's topic is called Never Fall Off Your Horse Again. Okay. Um, there is a deliberate strategy behind what it is that I do. Okay, this is not a coincidence to say, like, I've never fallen off at a jump. Like, I've only fallen off once in my entire career at a jump, um, out of a very long time. I'm 33, so do the math there. So it's not a coincidence. Okay, it's not an accident. It's not luck. I've jumped a lot of jumps, a lot of big jumps, and believe me, when a horse stops at a big jump, it's very different than when a horse stops at a baby jump. So there is a deliberate strategy behind what I do, and so that's what I wanted to talk about today was how to never fall off your horse again. How cool would that be? Okay, I want you guys to comment right now, like super cool. Okay, super cool if you think that that would be a cool and valuable skill to have as an equestrian. Whether you are a show jumper, an endurance rider, or dressage rider, doesn't really matter. Who here thinks? Okay, I want you to raise your little virtual hands here. Who here thinks that being able to ride your horse and never fall off again would be a valuable skill? Comment. Okay, comment. Valuable. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. And this is a fun topic because it's a bit weird because in the equestrian industry, just to give a little backstory here, like in the equestrian industry, we actually like kind of prize falling off. How, especially adventures. I'm sorry. If you guys are adventures, I want you to say guilty. Adventures, you're so bad at this, but all of us are doing it. Where you fall off and you have this horrific accident, and what do? You like brag to your friends about it, right? You're like, oh yeah, look, my leg is completely bruised, and oh, didn't even feel it. Okay, I'll share a personal story that happened to me. I was actually when we were in Italy, we were boarding our horses at this lady's stables, and this lady, she's 75, still giving riding lessons. She's a BHS instructor, and all this stuff. Been in the industry for a while, but she's very stuck in her ways. Let's say I talk about this a lot in my book. Very traditional military style teaching, and there was a lot of things that Christian and I used to kind of cringe when we would walk by and watch her giving riding lessons. We're like, "Ooh, don't say anything." And I'll never forget, I was sitting at the table with her just in a social context. And after they were all done with their lessons for the day, I was done playing with my horses for the day. And I was sitting at the table with her and her students. And what were they doing? They were like sharing stories with each other about, oh, one time I fell off and broke my wrist, and I got back on that horse and I rode around and blah, blah, blah. And then I had to go to the hospital later and I found out I broke my wrist. And they were all taking turns kind of bragging about these horrific accidents they've had, bad falls they've had, injuries they've collected. And they're not intending to be bragging, but they were definitely bragging. Okay. So we do this a lot in the horse industry. We like to kind of brag about how tough we are. We like to brag about how, oh, I've injured this and I've broken that and blah. I disagree with that. Okay, I disagree with that hugely, and that's why I'm talking about this topic. Okay, because my strategy, especially as a show jumper, okay, we can't brag about falling off and getting injured. I need to brag about, jumping a clear round. That's what I want to brag about. I want to brag about my horse stopping at a big jump and I stay on. Okay, so as a show jumper, there's no reason to brag for falling off. And you know what? You eventers are the worst ones. Okay, I want you to comment right now if you're an eventer and you're guilty of this, say eventer. But we got to stop. Okay, we got to stop this in the equestrian industry. Stop bragging about falling off. Let's instead start bragging about our sticky butts. Okay, about never falling off again. And I know a lot of you guys I remember when I was young, my coach at that time, puppies, my goodness, sorry about that. The other Miss Bandy, let me just say, Miss Bandy is in heat right now, and we have to wait until we have to neuter her, and she's just whiny, whiny, whiny. But I feel for her, so say feel for you, Bandy, because I feel for her. Anyways, when I was young, my trainer at the time, when I was a kid, told me, and I'll never forget, you're not a real rider until you've fallen off at least 7 times. And I was doing a bunch of like video webinars and trainings, and lots of people from around the world join these online videos that I do. And I'll never forget like how many equestrians were jumping in on that webinar web class, and they were sharing the same stories. They were in the Netherlands and they were like, yeah, my coach said 100 times. And they were in, Germany, and they're like, oh, my coach said this many times. And, people from around the world, whatever it is, I don't know why equestrians do this to ourselves, but they all had the same kind of brainwash in their head of you're not a real rider unless you've fallen off X amount of times. Okay. So again, I want to shift the way that we as equestrians think about the topic of falling off, because in my opinion, horse riding means not falling off. Okay. It means riding your horse. It means staying on. Okay. So again, today's topic, never fall off your horse again. This is a deliberate strategy. Okay. This is not a coincidence. So there's 3 reasons that horse riders fall off. Okay. There's 3 reasons. The first reason is, there she goes again, Mrs. Bandy. The first reason is you make that subconscious decision to bail. Okay. So something's happening with your horse. Maybe it's bucking. Maybe things aren't going as planned. And you make the subconscious, instinctive decision to bail from your horse. Okay. That's one reason that riders fall off. This is a mindset related thing, by the way. Okay. We need to reprogram, retrain our brain, retrain our mind not to bail. Okay. We need to retrain our brains to stay on. Okay. Not fall off, stay on. Stay on. So that's one. The second reason that riders fall off, okay, horse goes right, you go left. That's down to balance. Okay, that's down to balance. So if your horse spooks and goes sideways 10 feet, if your horse decides, you were going forward, doing a dressage test, and all of a sudden your horse rears, or all of a sudden your horse, whatever, as I said, spooks. Okay, if you go right, horse goes left, that means your center of gravity is not over the horse's center of gravity. Okay, that means that in that split second, when you lost balance, boop, you part ways. Okay, it only takes a fraction of a second, but that's how quick it happens. So we need to be able, as riders, have balance all the time, even in that fraction of a second when they spook sideways 10 feet. And a lot of you are like, well, that doesn't sound possible, but it is possible. Okay, there's so many times I can name so many scenarios where I was riding around and I once had like deer jump out on the trail. They were cantering around beside me. I mean, nothing happened. Okay, same thing with my husband. My husband's only been riding for a couple of years. Okay, so if you're sitting there and you're like, oh yeah, Krystal, you're a professional rider, blah, blah, blah. My husband's been riding for less years than you have right now. Okay, I bet you every single one of you riding has been riding longer than my husband. And him and his mare Q, my goodness, the adventures that they've had together. Okay, we rode from the south to the north of Ireland, semi-trucks, buses, all kinds of crazy things happening. He stays on. Okay, he stays on. He's got a sticky butt. So he's balanced. Okay, he's balanced. That's the second reason that riders fall off, okay, is a lack of balance. Not, some of us, we think, oh, well, I'm really balanced in this certain scenario. It's only when they spook sideways 10 feet that I'm not balanced. Well, that means that you're not balanced. Okay. If you're not able to ride your horse when they're bucking, rearing, going sideways 10 feet, doing whatever thing it is that they're doing, if you are not able to stay on, if you are not able to ride that means at some point you are losing balance. You are not able to stay over your horse's center of gravity with your center of gravity. You're not able to move with your horse's motion in the exact time that they move. That's the real trick there, is the timing. Yeah. Okay, so that's a balance issue. And then the third reason that riders fall off, which I've mentioned a few times now, secretly, your horse wants you off. Okay, your horse wants you off. If your horse is bucking and rearing, by the way, why are you riding? Why? Why are you riding that horse? It's bucking and rearing. It doesn't want you on there. Okay. Yes, there's a difference between a behavioral thing versus a pain thing. Obviously, if it's a pain, please don't ride. But yeah, like you don't have to force a horse that doesn't want to be ridden by you. We need to work through this. We need to figure out like why does that horse want you off? Because if a horse wants you off, I mean, even the best rodeo riders in the world last 8 seconds. Okay, so it's not a contest. It's not a, oh, let's ride that bucking horse to impress everyone, all of my Facebook friends that I stayed on for 8 seconds. There's no point. Okay, people that actually come to me, I did a clinic in the USA last year. And when people come to me and they're like, hey, Krystal, ride my crazy horse, guess what I tell them? I tell them, no, I'm not going to ride your horse. I don't need to ride a horse that's bucking and rearing. Okay, I don't have anything to prove to you. I don't have a point to prove to myself. I did that in my 20s. I don't need to prove that I can ride crazy horses. Okay, been there, done that. Don't need to. Because why? Why ride a horse that's doing that? How about we get the horse to not do that? How about we figure out what the real issue is, problem solve, make the horse a happy horse? Because happy horses, they don't buck off their riders. Happy horses, they don't rear. Okay, happy horses, they're not trying to get rid of their riders. They're happy. They will do anything and everything to keep you up there. They will see you in the field. They will come galloping to the gate to greet you because they're like, oh my God, we're going to go have a riding adventure today. That's what we want. We want that relationship with our horses. We want the trust. They trust us. We trust them. They would never try and get us off. Okay. So again, those are the 3 reasons why riders fall off. I see we have a bunch of people joining live. Okay, I want you to comment right now. Which of those 3 really resonated the most with you? Okay, comment, comment, comment. I need you guys to participate. Don't just watch a video. That's so boring for me if I just stare at myself. Okay, which of those reasons? So the last one was horse wants you off. Okay, the one before that, lack of balance. Okay, horse goes right, you go left. What was the first one? Who remembers the first one? I want you guys to comment. Comment, comment, comment. Participate, participate. Subconscious bail. Woohoo, we got it. You guys are paying attention. Whew, thank God. I like doing these live streams because I know you guys are like watching and paying attention. I don't want to just sit here and, talk to myself. Horse wants you off. Balance. Whoops, that was my last fall. Yeah. So those are the 3 reasons that riders fall off. Okay. So earlier when I was talking about this story of how I was talking with my husband and I realized, wow, in my entire show jumping career, I've only had actually 1 fall at a jump, just 1. Out of how many times have I jumped? Like I wouldn't even physically be able to count it for you guys. And it's not that my horses have all jumped beautifully. I was riding some well-trained horses for sure, but I was riding a lot of the squirrely ones. I was actually getting paid to train the younger horses and bring them up and get them jumping a meter 20, a meter 30. And let me tell you, when a young horse and those jumps get bigger and bigger, if that horse wants to stop, there's some impact to it. There's some force behind it. And these young horses, they're very unpredictable. They act like they're going to jump and then all of a sudden they don't. Or they suddenly pull right or, whatever it is that they do. But I only ever had 1 fall. And I point that out not because I'm like trying to brag, like, hey guys, look how awesome I am. The whole point that I'm trying to make is that there is a system, there is a strategy. It is not a coincidence what I'm doing. Does that mean that I will never fall off as long as I live? No. Okay, does that mean that you guys will never fall off? It can happen. It can. They're animals. Things happen that we can't control for sure. But I would rather, because 99% of the times that people fall off, they're very preventable accidents. They're very preventable falls. Okay, these 3 things that I just shared with you guys, all preventable. Subconscious decision. Okay, number 1, that subconscious decision that we make to bail, we fix that with mindset. Okay, and my Riding Masters Academy, this is my coaching academy that I've just recently launched. Okay, but this is my intensive coaching program. Yeah, that's the first modules is mindset. Okay, this is why because I need to subconsciously train your brain. I mean, how old are you right now? How old are you guys? I want you guys admit it. Tell the truth. I'm 33. I have 33 years of thinking this way. 33 years of my brain developing bad habits, developing negative thoughts, developing, subconscious behaviors. I have 33 years of that. Okay, I see. 58. 58 years of subconscious thoughts. 62 years, okay, of your brain thinking a specific way. 55 years. Okay? So it's not simple. We have to retrain our brains. This is the number one reason why people fall off. They bail. Okay, so mindset. That's why the whole first couple of modules in my Writing Masters Academy, my coaching program that I do, it's all mindset related because I need to reprogram your subconscious mind so that you stay on. Okay, it's a strategy, it's a system, you guys. This is not a coincidence. 57. Just started writing this year. A whole new wonderful world. Woohoo! How awesome for you to get to start correctly. How cool is that? Like, I wish I had that opportunity to start the first time right. 50, but last 15 not writing. But that's okay because you still have things that you've been developing in your mind. Okay, fears, subconscious fears, doubts, negative thoughts, like whatever it is. Okay, emotions, things that we can't control subconsciously. And that's why the first part of my Writing Masters Coaching Academy, that's what we focus on. Okay, I have a syllabus, I have a curriculum. You go through checklists, like I have a workbook for you guys. Okay, you check the box. Did that exercise, did that, check, 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 check. Okay, this is a system, this is a strategy. Okay, what was number 2? I want to hear you guys. What was number 2? So number 1 was you subconsciously bail. What was number 2? Hurry, hurry, hurry. Giving points. Giving 10 points. Come on. What was number 2? Horse goes right, you go left. Yeah. Lack of balance. Lack of balance. Woo-hoo-hoo. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Sorry, I'm going to continue, but like this is good. I agree that those safety vests maybe not good mindset that I'm going to fall. I love that you mentioned that. I agree. I've had people, and this is their solution. They're like, "Oh, I don't need to learn how to get balance. I'll just buy a safety vest." Like, what? I think the better plan is to not fall off. If you need that safety vest, I get it. Sometimes we get injured, whatever, not even related to horses, and you got to wear the thing, fine. But like to use that as a strategy? That's not a strategy. Get balance. Okay? That's a strategy. And those safety vests are like $800, by the way. $800 for a safety vest, and you can only use it once. You have to replace the air thing if it actually explodes. So I don't know how much those things are. Okay? But yeah, like heaven forbid you learn how to have balance, right? Heaven forbid you learn how to stay on. I think that's the better strategy. Okay? So yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that. And yeah, it could be a mindset thing. If that's your strategy and you think, "Oh, whatever, I'll fall off, but at least I have an airbag." Yeah, that's the subconscious reason to fall off for sure. Because you're not actually fixing the problem. You're just putting a Band-Aid over it. So yeah, so glad you brought that up. Okay, number 2. Got lots of people here jumping. Oh, I love it, you guys. Balance, balance, balance. Yes, perfect. Okay. How do we fix this one? Again, system is a strategy. I'm Mr. Miyagi, okay? I'm telling you guys, wax on, wax off. You got to do it. You're Danielson. You wax on and you wax off. Okay? So, balance. How do we fix that? I have a system for fixing that. I know you guys have heard of me talking about this before. It's my Sticky Butt Bootcamp. I just want to share with you, like, what is so special about this Sticky Butt Bootcamp? Why are you always talking about that, Krystal? Like, what does it work? How is it different than everything else that everyone else is doing? Because it is. Okay, I know it's different because I invented this curriculum. Okay, you can't go get this curriculum for anyone else. Like, this is my curriculum. The Sticky Butt Bootcamp, what it is that I'm taking you through, it's a process where I'm trying to rebuild your muscle memory. Basically, what happens is when you have a lack of balance, like I see somebody here, when I come off, it's like the horse caught me by surprise. And I'm so glad you shared that. Yes, that happens, but if you have balance, true balance, it doesn't matter if you're paying attention over here and your horse spooks over there, because actually your body will just whoop naturally kick in and move with the motion of the horse. Okay, I've had that happen so many times where I was like not even paying attention. I'm on the buckle, have no control of my horse. I'm on the trail or whatever it is, and something happens, but my body just goes whoop with that horse because I have balance. Okay, I've reprogrammed my body. I've programmed my muscle memory so that I can move with the horse naturally, automatically. You don't have to think about it. It's that muscle memory kicking in. It's instinct. Okay. So how do we do that? And again, I'll kind of break down briefly like what it is I do in my Sticky Butt Boot Camp. And this is all part of my Riding Masters curriculum that I talked about. So what we do is we focus on a few things. We focus on you're in the saddle balance. And by that, I mean, you need to have a good seat. Okay. You need to be able to, while you're sitting in that saddle, whether you're sitting, trot, cantering, whatever it is, you need to be able to whoop, move with them and be balanced. Okay. And moving in rhythm with them. So if you guys are bouncing in the saddle in canter, I want you guys to comment right now. Are you bouncing in the saddle in canter? Are you able to actually sit the canter? Who here can sit the canter? And don't lie. Okay, don't lie, because I promise if you send me a video, I will know if you're lying. Okay, we have to be able to sit that canter and move with them. Okay, so that's in the saddle balance. The other thing that we focus on is out of the saddle balance. No, that doesn't mean I don't know, off of the horse. Okay. Yes, that's part of it. But no, what I mean by out of the saddle balance is actually like rising to the trot, for example. Okay. Anytime where you're kind of hovering over the saddle, rising to the trot, jumping seat, a forward position. Maybe you're galloping on your horse. Maybe it's more of a half seat you're doing. Okay. Anytime we're out of the saddle, we have to be balanced, because guess what? Usually when our horse spooks sideways 10 feet, it's that moment when we're like rising to the trot. It's like Murphy's Law. Yeah, it's that moment when we're up out of the saddle, and that's when they go sideways. But you need to be able, if you're right. I had that happen with Lily once. My little mare Lily, love her to death. She's a little tiny Arabian, has no neck, no withers. There's like nothing in the front to keep you in place, and she can stop on a dime. Like we played polo, me and Lily, so she can stop and turn on a dime. She's so quick. And I was cruising around on the buckle, not paying attention, la la la, warming her up. And there was something in the distance, and she stops on a dime, and I was rising to the trot, and I'll never forget, it happened so sudden, but boom, I was with her. Like, I didn't come off, and she has no neck, no withers. Like, if any horse is going to get me off, it's Lily, as silly as that sounds. a horse stopping at a big jump, not as much, but little Lily was stopping and turning on a dime the way she does, with no neck and no withers. If you haven't ridden an Arabian, then you won't understand. But anyways, that was a feat. And so even I, was kind of like, whew, like Sticky Butt saves the day. We get this all the time. Hashtag Sticky Butt saves the day in our group. It's a thing. So yeah, that's the other thing, is we need to be able to, out of the saddle, be balanced. Okay. All the time. You have to be balanced all the time, because there's always that split second. Yeah. It happens in a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a second. Ellie, of course you can sit the canter. You have a sticky butt. Ellie's already graduated from the sticky butt. Of course you can sit the canter. You can do it without stirrups and jump and do all that other cool stuff. Let's see, who else? Sometimes. So sometimes it's not going to save you from a fall. Yeah, we need to reprogram, get that muscle memory. Okay, we need you 100% of the time to be balanced with your horse. Okay, we need you 100% of the time to have our subconscious mind not want to bail. Okay, so that's 2 of the 3. What's the third one? Oh man, do I have to scroll up in the comments? Come on, you guys, comment. What was the third reason that we fall? Come on, quickly. I'm giving points. We're going to give 10 points. Yeah. You just brought it up. This was number 3. This is the third reason why people fall. Yes, everyone, horse wants you off. Yes, you guys are paying attention. Yay. It's like these live streams actually mean something. Oh, it feels so good that you guys are actually enjoying this. Yeah. So you, I can't see who it is, Facebook user. When you say, what about bucking? Okay. Horse wants you off. Okay. That's the third reason why people fall off. Okay. Horse bucks, horse rears, horse wants you off. Okay. How do we fix that? Again, This is a system. This is a strategy. Okay, this isn't a coincidence. I don't train for coincidences. Okay, I'm not like, as a coach, I'm not going to train you to be lucky. Okay, this is a system. I need to be sure, as your coach, 1,000% sure. I have endurance riders who are in my coaching programs. Okay, endurance riders, they're out in 100-mile trails. Okay, 100 miles of trails. They don't have phone signal. How are they going to call for help if they fall off and get injured? I need to know that my students, my clients who are, working with me, I need to know you guys are safe. Okay, for my peace of mind. Like, these endurance riders, they don't care as much as I care, but like, I need to know that you're safe. Okay, so like, this is a big one. Okay, horse wants you off. How do we fix that? Okay, how do we fix that? There we go. Somebody, I'm not a rodeo cowboy. 8 seconds. Exactly. Exactly. And that's what this one is about. When a horse wants you off, you can't ride it. Best rodeo riders in the world stay on 8 seconds. So the point is not to be a cowboy and be a rodeo and blah and brag to your friends that you rode a bucking horse. Okay, I told you. You couldn't pay me $1 million to ride your bucking horse. Okay, I'm not interested. Did that in my 20s? I don't care. I don't need to do that. I don't need to prove that. Okay, there's no point. So it's not about, can you ride a bucking horse? How about we build such an amazing relationship, such an amazing partnership, such an amazing, like, intense, like Hollywood movie bond with our horses that they wouldn't even think or consider trying to get us off. They wouldn't even think to buck us off. They wouldn't even think to rear. They wouldn't even think to do anything naughty because they don't want us off. They want us up there. And in fact, if we accidentally fall off, because that happens too, you're like trying to reach your jacket on the railing and boop, you just fall off the side. These silly things happen sometimes, right? Boop, you fall off and the horse just looks at you like, why are you down there? Okay, that's what you want. You want a horse that loves you so much, enjoys you riding them so much, that they don't want you off. They have so much fun together with you. They don't want you to get hurt. They don't want you off. Okay, that's the better plan. Yeah, that's the system. That's the strategy. Again, don't fall off. that's my whole point. Okay, I want you guys to be amazing riders. I want you guys to be rock star riders, by the way. I'm an endurance rider, and balancing a green and young horse has been my challenge. Well, there you go. Yeah, there you go. That's why I do what I do. That's why I do my coaching programs. Okay, I know they're virtual coaching programs. I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, it's virtual. But it's a thing. It works. Okay. So how do we fix it? Horse wants you off. How do we fix it? We have to build that relationship with them. We have to build that trust with them. And by the way, because a lot of people, it was really popular in the 90s when I was growing up, like all this groundwork stuff. They called it natural horsemanship. Yeah, that was like the key word in the 90s was like natural horsemanship. Maybe it was the early O's. I don't know. Okay, but that was when I was growing up. I had all these DVDs of all these natural horsemanship people because that was the word that they were using all the time. It's natural. It's horsemanship. Okay, and I started doing it. But here's the thing. That groundwork stuff, it helped me on the ground. It helped me on the ground. It didn't really help me when I then went to ride my horse, who, by the way, that horse wanted me off. I had the problem that you guys are having. He wanted to buck me off. He wanted to be a rodeo. He did not want me up there. I didn't know why. I didn't understand it. I was a kid at the time. But the groundwork stuff, I did it for 2 years. Didn't help. Yeah, he was so cuddly on the ground. Oh, he was the cuddliest little sweetie pie baby. I went to get on him. It all went out the window. Okay, so when I say relationship building, I don't just mean give them treats. Okay, I don't just mean do groundwork stuff. Yes, there's some groundwork stuff that I do, obviously, again, in my Riding Masters Academy. The first 2 modules, mindset. Okay, that helps with number 1, subconscious bailing. The next 2 modules, it's relationship building. Okay, it's relationship building with your horse. Some of it's groundwork stuff, some of it's riding stuff. Okay, because we have to have the relationship on the ground and in the saddle, both. You can't just do one. You have to do both. Unless you don't want to ride. Okay, if you just want to pet your horse and tell him he looks pretty and have a lawn ornament, then that's your choice. Okay, but if you want to ride, you need to have a relationship in the saddle and on the ground. Okay, both. You have to have both. And that's the whole, I think, modules, 3 and 4 of my Riding Masters Academy. Okay, again, this is my virtual coaching that I do. And then from there, we move on to my Sticky Butt Bootcamp modules. And that's where we fix, the horse goes right, you go left, the rider balance aspect. I'm rebuilding your muscle memory. I'm building you from the ground up, basically. I'm taking away all those bad riding habits that you've developed over the years. Some of you shared, how many years have you guys been riding? Go ahead and comment. How many years have you been riding? I started when I was 9. I'm 33. It's been a few years. Okay, how many years have you been riding? Comment, comment, comment. How many years? 1. Wow, a new rider. How amazing. You will have less bad riding habits than some of us others who've been riding for 10, 15, 20 years. Okay, but that means it's so important for you. If you're just now starting and you're only a year in, it's like even more important for you because you have the chance. It's like go right, build a bunch of bad habits that you have to fix later, or go left, come in, like work with me, and then don't get those bad habits and build it right correctly the first time. Oh my God, how amazing would that be? Like, I wish I had that. Started riding when you were 2, Ellie. Just a passenger then. Yeah. All your life, 53 years in the saddle. 43 years in the saddle, 43 years riding. These are a long time to pick up bad muscle memory, bad riding habits. They say it takes 10,000 hours. Just because you have 10,000 hours doing something doesn't mean you're doing it correctly. It just means you've been doing it for 10,000 hours. Okay, I know people, I've seen lots of people. Okay, they've been riding horses for 20 years. Guess what? They don't have their seat. They don't have balance. They can't sit the canter. They can't sit the trot correctly. How many of you guys know somebody like that? They've been riding 20, 30, 40 years and they can't sit the canter. They can't ride correctly. Okay? Had some bad falls and picked up bad anxiety habits. I mean, you need my coaching program. Come in my world. I mean, Ellie, my goodness. She graduated from Sticky Butt. I'm calling you out, Ellie. Graduated from Sticky Butt. She's in my VIP inner circle. I mean, she's rocking it. She also came to me with fears. Although she wouldn't look like it. She's super brave. She's a jumper. But she had some fears. And now, I mean, you wouldn't even tell because she's just jumping everything. Totally riding experience. 15 years. Harness breaking my 2-year-old. And again, 2 years old, yeah. Groundwork stuff, great. But at some point, you're going to have to build that relationship in the saddle as well. Yeah? Yes, we are, Ellie. She's talking about competitions here in Spain. That's Ellie's goal, is to do international show jumping. And we're like on it. We're on it, Ellie. I'm super excited. So excited for that one. Okay. We have done a lot of talking today, covered a whole lot of things. Everyone who's joined me live and in the replay, I want you, because we've covered so many things, I want you guys to now share in the comments. What was some of your big ahas in today's class? Okay, I want you guys to share. What was your biggest aha? What was your biggest light bulb moment? Okay, it's really good for you to write it down so that way you can remember it for later, but also share with others. This is a good recap learning experience. What was your biggest ahas? I was covering how to never fall off your horse again, a deliberate strategy to not fall off your horse, okay? I don't want it to be a coincidence that you stay on. I don't want it to be luck. I want it to be a strategy. Came in late. Can you get a recording? Yes. I'm live right now, but in the Facebook group, this video is automatically put as a recording. So you can definitely watch it anytime. We put all of the videos into the guide section in Facebook group. So you can go and watch any of the old videos that I've done as well. So many in there. But yes, you can definitely do that. Great. Okay, I want to see you guys. What was your big light bulb moments, big ahas? I'll just recap. Number 1, okay, subconscious bailing. Okay, number 2, lack of balance. Horse goes right, you go left. And then number 3 was the horse wants you off. How do you join Sticky Butt? Yes, good question. If anyone is interested in working with me, I'll just give you a little quick thing here. I have my Writing Masters Academy. So basically, this is my everything that I just explained today. I'm solving all of it. Okay, we go through mindset stuff. I have audio writing lessons for you guys to do. We have like momentum coaching. It's a super intensive coaching program. We have a curriculum. We have a gosh, I just lost the word completely. A whole bunch of checklists of things that you need to do. Gosh, what's the word now? I totally lost it. Syllabus. Thank you. Syllabus. We have a whole syllabus of exercises that you have to do. So if you're asking about my Sticky Butt Bootcamp, that is part of it. Those are some of the modules inside of my coaching program. So what we will do is if you are interested in learning about my coaching that I do and the Sticky Butt modules and all that good stuff, then I want you to just go ahead and comment, put in bold, Writing Masters. Okay, put in bold, Writing Masters. And what I will do is someone from my team is going to reach out to you. I know I'm a virtual coach, but I still love human interaction. So the way that we do it is one of my team members, they jump on a physical phone call with you and they talk to you because I want to know your story. I don't want to just be a stranger on the internet. Like I want to hear from you, your exact story. What's your exact challenge with your horses? How many horses are you riding? What's your schedule like? Like I really want to know all of the details about you so that way we can kind of create which coaching plan works best for you and your horse. So yes, comment Writing Masters in bold, and we're going to reach out to you and schedule that call. Okay, and I already see we have somebody commenting that. So anyone else, if you're watching in the replay or live, comment Writing Masters, and then let's have a actual phone conversation because I just think like that's how it should be with horses. Like I want to actually know you guys. I don't want to be, I don't know, stranger danger. Anyways, comment Writing Masters, and I'll reach out to you. So thank you guys for joining me today. I think this is a really important topic. I hope that you guys like carry this momentum and energy forward. Stop bragging about your falls and let's start bragging about staying on instead. And yeah, have an awesome rest of your week, you guys. I can't wait to see you guys in next week's live stream. I'm going to be interviewing Courtney. She's also graduated from our Sticky Butt and she's in my VIP inner circle. So she's super cool, super inspiring. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Remember, comment Writing Masters down below if you're interested in some information and like jumping on a phone call with someone in my team. And yeah, I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everyone.